Hey there lads and ladies, it is Petrifying Pumpkins here, back with another PSVR video. I took a little break there to play the amazing God of War, even though it is a filthy flat screen game, but sometimes one comes along that's worth taking the headset off for, you know, and that was it. But anyway, enough about God of War. We are here to talk about PSVR and the future of PSVR. Particularly, we are here to try and guess what we might and might not see at E3 this year in June relating to PSVR. Now, this is just for a bit of fun more than anything else. I like to speculate of what might be, and some of these predictions will probably be on the unrealistic side of the spectrum. So, without further ado, time to rub my large, hairy crystal balls and make some predictions. Let's start the predictions with something I think is a fairly safe bet. We will not see PSVR 2 at E3 2018, nor will we see PS5 getting announced at E3 2018. Now, I've seen a lot of talk lately about a potential announcement of the PS5 this year and then a release in 2019, which I think is just way too early. And then I've seen other people thinking that the PSVR 2 will launch alongside the PS5. And I mean, look, the PS5 is coming. It's being worked on right now, but the the PS4 is currently in such a purple patch. I mean, it sold 19 million in the last 12 months. The Nintendo Switch sold 17.8 million in roughly the same time period, and that thing is being hailed as the second coming of Jesus Christ, and the PS4 is still outselling it. So they've just released God of War, they still have Detroit next month, Spider-Man September, Dreams is coming sometime this year. Then next year you got Days Gone, The Last of Us Part 2, and maybe even Death Stranding. So, with the momentum they have going, there is absolutely nowhere they're going to take the wind out of the PS4's sails by announcing a PS5 in 2018. It's not going to happen. And even more unlikely is the idea of a PSVR 2 launching alongside the PS5. I mean, if you remember back, we got the PSVR 1, the one that we have right now, that launched halfway into the PS4's life, and I'd expect something similar for the PSVR 2. So my next prediction is that we will also not see new motion controllers for PSVR. So this is another rumor that's been floating around, supported by a few patent documents that Sony have drawn up. I'd love it if it were true, because I think the moves are just not precise enough. But again, just because they are working on these things behind the scenes, you know, it doesn't mean these things will release anytime soon. I think we'll be stuck with the move controllers until the PSVR 2. Again, I'd like to be wrong about this one, but I just don't see it happening. Let's be less of a negative Nelly now, and let's talk about what I think we will see. So, I think we will see release dates for some hotly anticipated PSVR titles. But I'm talking about Firewall Zero Hour, I'm talking about Ace Combat 7, Dreams, even if it doesn't have VR support at launch. I'm talking Blood and Truth, Gollum, Megalith, Starchild, and a few others that have been already announced for 2018. I'll be very surprised if we don't get dates for most of those titles, unless they get delayed to 2019. Okay, so these have been some pretty safe bets so far, so let's start getting a little bit riskier with our guesses, starting with Farpoint 2. It's been over a year since Farpoint 1. It's one of the PSVR's best exclusives, and Impulse Gear, the developers, have been doing a great job of post-launch support. But the way Farpoint 1 ended, it kind of left it wide open for a sequel. That game also makes the best use of the aim controllers of any game released so far, mainly because Impulse Gear are the people behind the aim controller, so there's no way they aren't eager to see their baby get more support, even if they have to make it themselves, hence Farpoint 2. It might be a bit far away to get a 2018 release, but look out for at least a teaser trailer maybe. This next one is even less likely, but one of the best games on PSVR, in fact I think it is probably still the best game on PSVR in my opinion, is Resident Evil 7. Now I know what you're thinking, Resident Evil Ace is probably another year or two from being announced, but did you know that there is another Resident Evil game that is in development right now? That's right, I'm talking about Resident Evil 2 Remake. Now there's very little details known about the remake, so it is entirely possible it will go the Resident Evil 7 route and be a first person game. So that kind of leaves it wide open for PSVR support, especially if they use the RE engine, which is an engine they made for RE7 and was designed with VR in mind. So this will be a huge announcement for VR owners, especially PSVR owners, so fingers crossed for that one. Another crazy prediction now. This prediction is that one of Sony's upcoming AAA exclusive titles will have some form of PSVR support. In particular, I can see something like Death Stranding having maybe a VR minigame, or maybe even The Last of Us Part 2. I'm thinking something in the style of Rise of the Tomb Raider, which had a separate mode mode where Lara wandered around a mansion in VR, and it was something completely separate from the main game. I can see something like that happening for The Last of Us or Death Stranding or maybe even Days Gone. Buckle up for this one. A Bethesda surprise is my next prediction. So if you remember last year when Skyrim VR came out of nowhere, we all dreamed of it, but we were told it couldn't be done. Yet it was done anyway. So what could Bethesda surprise PSVR owners with this year? Well, this could be a few things. The most obvious to many might be Fallout 4, seeing as it's already on VR on PC, but that game might be too demanding to run on PSVR. So instead we may see Bethesda go back through their catalogue of games and maybe revive older titles like Oblivion, or even maybe Fallout 3. And if not that, then there is one other possibility to consider. Bethesda have been pushing for VR more than most other big third-party developers, but what better way to push it than to reveal a brand new game built from the ground up with VR in mind. Now we know that they're working on multiple projects over there, so why not a VR title among them? It could be a brand new IP, or it could be a spin-off on one of their established IPs like Fallout, The Evil Within, Dishonored, Wolfenstein, Prey. Pretty sure they got the rights to a lot of them. They at least publish a lot of those games, I think. So of course the dream would be The Elder Scrolls 6 with VR support from the beginning, but that's probably another few years away, so I doubt it. So I'll end this prediction video with maybe the most crazy one yet. Superman VR being developed by Rocksteady. So nobody knows what Rocksteady have been making since Batman Arkham VR, but they have probably moved away from Batman at this point. And nobody has done a good Superman game that I'm aware of, so maybe they could tackle that. Also think about a game like Megaton Rainfall, which is the closest thing we have to a good Superman game, and it's VR. So I'm just saying, eye lasers and VR are a match made in heaven. Okay, so my large crystal balls are getting too sweaty. It's time for me to put an end to this prediction video. But before I do, I want to hear your predictions for E3, crazy or otherwise. Let me know in the comments and we can all rub our balls together. Crystal balls. Anyway, thanks for watching, lads and ladies. I do appreciate it. I'd also appreciate it if you liked the vid, maybe shared it with like-minded PSVR enthusiasts, and consider subscribing if you want more PSVR content on your YouTubes. Have a good one. Bye bye.